Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Mercury in conjunct Saturn in a natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart, and they were a little bit concise, and some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Mercury in conjunct Saturn in a natal chart, an adjustment, which is an inconjunct, may be needed between communications, which is Mercury, and career-related matters and endeavors, which is Saturn. One or the other may be overemphasized. You may either be dominated by your communications and not devote enough time to career endeavors, or it could be the other way around. So the key is to find the balance and equilibrium between the two energies. So if you have your, say if your Saturn, is in Capricorn as an example, career-related matters, maybe ones you're very structured and disciplined in. It could be something Capricorn related, which could be, connected with the government, politics, accounting, dentistry, information technology, architecture, construction, as some examples. And the thing also is, if you have Mercury, in conjunct Saturn in the natal chart, another way it may manifest and pan out could be there may be very strong vacillation between frequently putting the mind, which is Mercury, on work and responsibilities, to the point where you may obsess over them, and other times you just might be completely oblivious, to them. Now, if you have your Saturn in the zodiac sign Cancer, as an example of, work responsibilities, maybe home, family related, it might be tied in with laundry or plumbing, it might be something with real estate or home renovation, remodeling, cooking, as some examples. And again, the key is to find, the balance and harmony, with these energies, because inconjuncts in astrology can often be about very strong vacillation, strong distortion of the energy between the two planets, or just the astrological energy that is involved in the aspect. Now, another thing too is that chronic issues, which is Saturn, may either again dominate the thinking, which is Mercury, then other times you may not be thinking about them or worried about them at all. If you have Saturn in Gemini as an example, chronic issues, may be connected with the lungs, with breathing. It may be associated with the arms, the hands, the nerves, as some other, some examples of Saturn is in Leo. As another example, chronic issues may be tied in, with the heart, or the spine, or the upper back, as some other examples. Another thing too is that, and those things may either dominate your thinking, and sometimes you just might not be thinking about them at all. There also could be an imbalance, between, the activities with the father, older people, and authority figures, which is Saturn, and then those, with siblings, cousins, and neighbors, which is Mercury. Now, the thing is, let's say if you have, say if your Saturn is in Aries as an example, the father, older people, authority figures, one or more may actually be in Aries, sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be, people that are aggressive, assertive, forceful, courageous, impulsive, impetuous, not afraid of physical confrontation, not readily discouraged by things. Let's say if Mercury is in Virgo, you know, one or more siblings, cousins, or neighbors may actually be a Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant person or embody the traits of the sign. It could be those that are analytical, punctilious with details, punctual, reliable, fastidious, organized, clean, scrupulous, but maybe cynical, critical, and judgmental as well. And the thing is, again, the father, older people, and authority figures, which is Saturn, may either monopolize one's time, or it could be the other way around. It could be siblings, cousins, and neighbors may do so, and it could be to the expense of activities that need to be done with the father, older people, and authority figures again, which is Saturn. Now, another thing about Mercury in conjunct Saturn in a natal chart is that you may either take many short journeys, which is Mercury, to business, career related places, political, government venues, which is Saturn, or there could be periods where you just don't even emphasize this at all. Now, the thing is, if you have, your Mercury in Pisces, say, there may be a lot of, convoluted, confusing types of short trips and, short journeys, to those places. Mercury in Aquarius may be very spontaneous and may often come unpredictably. The short journeys. Mercury in Taurus may take the short journeys in a very, methodical, deliberate, and plotting manner, as some examples. Now, another way that this aspect may manifest in the natal chart is that there may either be, very intense concentration. Saturn, which is Saturn on communication, on writing, and manual dexterity, which is Mercury, or at times you just may simply be oblivious or indifferent to those things. Now, the thing about, this is, if you have, if you have Mercury, in Aquarius as an example, things that involve manual dexterity may be tied in, doing some kind of work on computers or electronics. Mercury in Gemini may give really even a real strong ability, Mercury being in its dignity, that could be, a good placement for things that involve communication, writing, and manual dexterity. Mercury in Gemini could be very articulate, verbose, and, really write about, manifold subjects, because the mind can be very versatile and understand many different things, as some examples. Now, another thing about Mercury in conjunct Saturn in a natal chart is that the thing is, you really, you may either intensely analyze, which is Mercury, matters pertaining to your career, business, social status, stature in life, and responsibilities, which is Saturn. And then other times you just may simply be apathetic regarding those matters and not really put much emphasis on them. Now, the thing is, say if Mercury is in Virgo, there may even be more scrutiny, more analysis than than really otherwise indicated by the aspect. But the thing is, if you have Saturn in Taurus, say, career-related matters may be tied in with geology, carpet laying, banking, finance, architecture, gardening, cultivation. It could be doing work as a pawnbroker or stockbroker, as some examples. And really, I would say too, another way that this aspect may be expressed in the natal chart is that the thinking at times may be tremendously, disciplined, because Mercury is thinking and Saturn is discipline. Then other times, you might just go completely the other way, and you may just say things without even hardly thinking about saying them. Of course, when that happens, you could face repercussions for that. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.